Yep. Hi, I'm Michael. So I'm one of the private pilots at Lilydale. I got my private licence back in 2013, so 10 years ago. Since then, gone on to do a lot of night flying, instrument flying, and yeah, really love it. So I tend to fly small single-engine aeroplanes like this one, the Piper Archer. I've got in this aeroplane itself probably about 50 or 60 hours flight time. So the Piper Arrow as well, which is very similar, retractable landing gear. So that sort of thing. It depends on the configuration. So stalling is all about angle of attack rather than speed. That's the angle relative to airflow. But if you slow this one down and keeping the flaps up, you'll start to stall it at around about the 50-ish knots. If you read the specs, this one I think says up to about 12,000 feet. At that altitude, so it doesn't have a turbocharger or a supercharger, so at that altitude it is struggling a little bit. This plane I've taken up to 10,000, 11,000 before, no worries. They're very safe, so they, as part of keeping them in the air, they're required to undergo maintenance at least every 12 months or 100 hours of flying time by a licensed engineer. And during that time, everything is pulled apart, taken and checked. As well, things like the engines have a time before overhaul of about, from this one I think it's 2,000 hours. So at that point, the engine comes out, gets totally rebuilt and put back in. So they are very safe. Yeah, there's a lot more, compared with say a car, there's a lot more rigor that goes into the maintenance. Yeah, 4 seats. It is a little bit cozy with 4 people on board, although I have definitely flown it that way before. So this plane is, I think, either 1992 or 1994. So it's a 90s model, which for general aviation is actually pretty new. A lot of the general aviation fleet planes that are still flying are from the 60s and 70s. So this is actually a newer one. A lot of the ones you'll see in flying schools now are sort of like the glass cockpit Cessna 172s. You'll see they're all sort of 2010 to 2020, so really new. But they're also close to $1 million each. Plane that I've flown would probably have to be the Beechcraft Bonanza. So it's a 6-seat aeroplane, not a 4-seat like this, so it's a little bit bigger. It's got more power as well, so it's about 20-30% faster as well. So that's wrong, it's about 50% faster. So this will cruise at about 110 knots. The Bonanza will cruise about 160, so a lot faster over the ground. I'd say they're pretty easy to fly. With the low wing, it does tend to fly and land quite well, so you get a good little bit of ground effect on landing, which helps. Even makes my landings look good, which is saying something. But overall, really easy to fly, really good to fly. Yeah.